So guys, I have all my ingredients that I'm going to be using in making this toothpaste here. I have my stearic acid here. I have my 50 grams of water here. I also have my sugar here. I'm using xylitol sweetener. This is how it looks like. This is acts like sugar, so I'm using this for my sweetener for my toothpaste. I'm also using the clay. I'm using clay here, and I'll also be using the charcoal. I'm going to be using charcoal. Where is my charcoal? Where did I put it? I'm also going to be using some coconut. I'm going to be using this coconut here into this toothpaste, and I'm also going to be using some peppermint essential oil. I'm going to go get my coconut, my charcoal. Charcoal is here. I have my charcoal here. This is what I'm using. So this is just to, whiten your teeth with it. So guys, I'm going to go ahead now. I'm going to be using a surfactant. Surfactant acts as a forming agent into your toothpaste. So if you're making your toothpaste and you want that forming in order to get a better cleanse, you will use a surfactant that will help. You could use any surfactant of your choice. I'm using a surfactant here, but I don't want to say the name because there's a whole lot of controversial about this surfactant. So I'm not going to say the name, but if you want to do your own toothpaste at home, you could figure out anything that you want to do. I don't want to encourage people to use it because people are saying all kinds of stuff about it. So this is the reason why I will not be telling you the name of the surfactant that I'm using. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead now and I'm going to be mixing my sugar and my water here together because I'm going to go ahead and dissolve it, and also the surfactant also need to be dissolved in a double boiler. I have my water boiling, so I'm going to go ahead now and I'll go boil the sugar and also the surfactant, and I'll bring you guys back. So right now I'm going to keep you guys on a pause. If you have any questions concerning this video, please leave your question on my comment section, and also please don't forget to share, watch this video to the end so you will gain a lot of knowledge from it, guys. I'm also going to be using some glycerin. I didn't tell you about the glycerin. I'm also going to be using deionized water. So I have that here, and I will bring you guys back whatever I don't remember. If I remember it, I might leave it on the comment section, and I'm going to list everything else that I use except for the surfactant. I will not be listing that because, like I said, I don't want anybody saying that I'm advertising something that is not good. I don't want that kind of image in this channel. So I'm trying to keep it very positive. And if you want to really know what the surfactant is, you could message me. If you want to message me on Facebook, I will tell it to you in private. And also, if you can reach me on Instagram, and also follow me on Instagram, and also you can request me on Facebook at my name is Priscilla Presley on Facebook, and on Instagram is Word of Priscilla Presley. So I will list all that so you guys you'll understand what I'm doing. So I thank you guys so much for all your love and patience. I will bring you guys back when I go and melt all these items that's going to be using here. And also make sure your surrounding is sterilized. You want to make sure all your utensils are sterilized and germs free, so you will have a good product with no germs or any kind of contamination in your product. So I'll go do melt the items, and when I melt it, I'll bring you guys back and we'll carry on from there. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for watching. So guys, I decided to just mix everything. I've measured my 25 grams of my coconut oil here. So I'm going to go ahead now. I'm going to be using this to do all the mixture. So I'm going to go ahead and pour my water here. The surfactant that I'm using is water soluble, so I'm going to be using that. I have it here, so I'm going to go ahead and also melt it with the double boiler so it will melt. I'll put it in the double boiler. I just want to mix it before I go. This one is, like I said, it's just to form your toothpaste as you make it, so you want to make sure it cleanses very well. I'm also going to be putting my 10 grams of my Xylitol sweetener here, because I'm going to melt them all together. I'm going to put in my stearic acid also here. So I'm going to go ahead and melt it, and when I melt it I'll bring it guys back and I'll show you guys. I don't carry it from there. So I'm going to pause the video. So while we wait for the surfactant and the other stuff to melt, I'm also going to be using I'm going to be using some amount of my glycerin here. So I'm going to measure, I'm going to carry this and I'll use that to measure it. Put it on 0. I'm going to be using like 5 grams of glycerin. Like okay, 7 grams. I'll just leave it at 7 grams. It doesn't hurt. So for the glycerin, you want to make sure you're using the vegetable glycerin, because you don't want anything that is going to be harmful in your mouth. We're going to be using it to brush our teeth, but also if you're brushing your teeth, just make sure that you do not swallow this toothpaste. Also make sure you cleanse it out. Make sure you wash your mouth properly and don't swallow the foaming. Okay guys, so this is my glycerin here. I'm using 7 grams. I'm going to put it aside there, and also I'm going to be checking the pH of this melting the surfactant. This is how it looks like. Everything has melted. This is the surfactant and also the sugar that I'm using in this DIY here. So this is my surfactant here with the xylitol sugar. I'm going to let it cool down, and then I'm going to be putting my coconut oil. Also I'm going to be using the clay in there. I'm going to put that aside. I'm going to pour the clay inside and mix it together. And also this clay is also water soluble. Like all the ingredients I'm using here, if you don't have them, you don't have to use them, because there are other ways you can make your toothpaste. You don't have to do it like this, like how I'm doing it. You see how everything is dissolved properly? It could, you know, there are other ways, many other ways you could do your toothpaste at home. So I'm going to make sure that dissolves, and I'm going to go ahead now. I'm going to be pouring in my coconut oil. Coconut oil also is very good for cleaning your teeth. Like usually what I do at night before I go to bed, I make sure I use coconut oil to rinse my mouth. I let it rinse for like 5 minutes and then pour it out, throw it away before I go to bed. It helps in whitening my teeth, and also is very, very good for you. So I have put my coconut oil in there. I'm going to be adding my glycerin also in here. Like I said guys, if you don't have all these things I'm using here, you don't have to worry about it. You could there are other ways, cheaper ways. You could even make your toothpaste at home without worrying about all these things that I'm putting in here. So we'll mix that all together. Everything is mixed. I'll take this scale away from here so we'll create space. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with my chocolate. Pour it in there and mix. I might even end up adding more charcoal because I want it a little thick. So this is it here. I'm going to use xanthan gum to thicken my charcoal toothpaste here. Add a little bit of charcoal because I want it a little thicker. So I'm going to be adding a tablespoon there, put it there, and I'm going to be adding some xanthan gum. so it will make it, give it that thickness that I'm looking for. So this is how it looks like. Okay guys, so I'm gonna go look for my xanthan gum and I'll bring it back. When I come back, I'll bring you guys back. Thank you guys for watching.
Cuando me enamoro me baja del cielo todos los deseos, me acaloro y como midas todo lo vuelvo oro. Soy dueña de todo, me lo gano todo, me lo llevo todo, buena presa también soy de todo. Si me descontrolo por los cuernos cojo el toro, lo domino, palo y plomo es lo que lleva pa' que sepa cómo me lo como. Cuando me enamoro, cuando me enamoro, cuando me enamoro. Cuando me enamoro, 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 siento que le voy a dar todo mi cuerpo con su flow, sé lo que él me puede dar, soy esclava de su mente y no puedo parar. Siento que le voy a dar todo mi cuerpo con su flow, sé lo que él me puede dar, soy esclava de su mente, no puedo parar. Me dijiste papi que me quería, desnuda en la cama que me comerías, que mucho me haría. Sabes que soy fría, pero me calientan tus manitos todas las horas del día. Sabes que me gustó la manito que ponía justo en mi reloj, que marca TikTok, que marca TikTok, que marca TikTok, que marca TikTok. La señita que me hiciste no se me olvidó. Cuando me enamoro, cuando me enamoro, me enamoro, cuando me enamoro, cuando me enamoro. Me descontrolan tus pulsos tan fieros. Caigo entre tus manos, son mis mataderos. Sabes que eres fiero, que sin ti no puedo. Lo que estoy del polvo que me diste en el trasero. Ahora cómeme, 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 cómeme entera. Ahora cómeme, 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 como tú quieras. Siento que le voy a dar todo mi cuerpo por su flow. Sé lo que él me puede dar. Soy esclava de su mente y no puedo parar.
Xanthan gum in here, so it's getting thicker. So, but I'm gonna wait for it to cool down before I go ahead and put my peppermint essential oil for also, you know, for cleansing your teeth, and also it contains antibacterial, antifungi. You know, it's very, very good for the teeth, guys. So everything is thickening up. Everything looks great. It looks so smooth, and this is it. Smells like coconut. Okay, so it's still a little warm. Let me check the temperature. It's on 99, 100 Fahrenheit. Okay, so it's thickening up. Look at that. So this is where I'm going to be putting my toothpaste. I did not buy the toothpaste tubes. That would have been really, really good if I did get a tube, but so far so good. I don't have it, so this is what I'm going to be using. Just manage it, guys. I'll try and figure it next time. I'll do it better. So this is it. So our toothpaste here, our whitening charcoal toothpaste. Here it is. Like I said, I'm gonna let it really, really cool down. So when it cools down very well, then I'll go ahead and I'm gonna be putting the essential oils in it. So it will give us that, also that minty. If in the absence of our essential oil, if you don't have essential oil, if you want to put mint flakes, the menthol flakes, you could do that too. I'm supposed to use that, but I don't have it, so I'm just making do of what I have here. And I'm also going to write most of the benefit of all the things I'm going to be putting here, because you know, making video and talking sometimes could be very distracting, so I'm trying not to distract myself too much. So I will just list everything on the comment section. And guys, please, if you have any question, don't hesitate to ask me. I'll respond to your questions. Okay, so this is our toothpaste here. I'm still gonna let it cool down, so when it cools down properly, I'm going to go ahead and put the essential oil. This is just the only thing that is left to do, and then we'll be done. We'll just mix. And also I'm gonna go use it to brush my teeth to see how our toothpaste looks like, guys. So please stay tuned and enjoy the video, guys. See, it's getting very thick. Look at how it might even get thicker. I hear it's giving squeaky. That's squeakiness. Quick. If you don't want to go ahead and waste money, buy toothpaste with all those harmful, toxic ingredients in them, you could just make your own at home, in your own comfort, you know, in the comfort of your own home, guys. So this is it. So I'll go ahead now. I'm going to be putting like a teaspoon of my peppermint tea. I have my measuring spoon here. This is half. Okay, I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of my peppermint. If you don't want to use a teaspoon, you could use half. It depends on your preference. But for me, I'm using 1 teaspoon of my peppermint into my paste. So that's that there. So I did not preserve this toothpaste because I didn't use any fresh ingredients in there, like fruit or anything like that. But there are things I already put in, like the charcoal, glycerin, all that stuff is already preserved. So there's no need to preserve this toothpaste. And this toothpaste could last you for a really long time. And even though I'm saying it will last you a really long time, you could still, you know, make sure you check it to make sure there's no mold in it before you use it. You can also store it in the fridge if you don't feel comfortable leaving it on the counter. It contains water in it, so when anything contains water, it needs to be preserved. But all the ingredients that I use in will help in preserving this toothpaste. So, but you know, just use your own judgment to see if you would need to preserve it, if you need to put it in the fridge or not. But I'm going to be putting mine in the fridge because the weather is really, really hot here. I don't want to leave it out in the counter or in the open. So furthermore, if you have any question, please do leave your questions, so I'll be answering to your questions as soon as I can. So now I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna be also checking the pH of this toothpaste, because we're looking to get up to 7%, the pH of 7 for the toothpaste. 7 to 8 is what we need for our toothpaste. So that, let me go ahead and check the pH and then we'll carry on from there. So I have my testing kits here. Let's see. Oops, sorry. Gotta find something to wipe this thing off so we can see it. It's dark. My goodness, I gotta wipe it off. When I get to see this thing, I can't. So I have 4.5 here. This is what it shows. 4.5 is too low. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna be adding some baking soda in it to rise the pH, guys. So guys, keep watching. I'm gonna go get some baking soda because we need to increase the pH of this toothpaste, so it would be at the appropriate pH level. So I'll be back. Okay guys, so I'm trying to balance the pH of this toothpaste. So I just mix my baking soda here with my water. I'm using the mineralized water here to make this DIY here. So this is my baking soda here to increase the pH. We want to make it at the level of 7. So I want to make sure I mix this thing very well to dissolve before I go ahead and start putting it in. And I'll just be putting it in slowly. If it reaches the pH that I want, so I'm going to be using this to just put a little bit. It's going to form because it's baking soda, you know, it kind of like forms. So I'm going to leave that there, mix it together. Let me add a little bit. I don't want to have to go to reduce it again to get that. So if you want to increase your pH, you can use baking soda. Baking soda is very, very alkaline. So you would get to do that, use your baking soda to increase the pH of your product, or if you want to reduce the amount of if you want to reduce the pH, you will use stearic acid or any kind of acid like glycolic acid, salicylic acid. You could use it, or you could use lemon or vitamin C to do that. So I'm going to check the pH again. Adjust it. So right here is not doing me justice. Our toothpaste is on 6.0. I'm gonna go ahead again and add it. And added some baking soda here, so you guys will see. That is bubbling. And this should be okay. I'm not going to check the pH again. Done. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and unpack my toothpaste in my container, and it will be ready to use, guys. This is my container that I'm using here. This is it. It's clean, sparkling clean. I'm going to pack this thing in here.